Hey, welcome to Garden Fork Radio. It's the Eric iPhone solo show. How you doing? Thanks for downloading the show. This is one of those, rather than an appointment with another person to talk about subjects. If this is your first time here, sometimes I just want to talk about things, and I like to walk and talk. I'm going to walk to the little coffee place near our Brooklyn apartment, and I'm going to upload this. And I wanted to kind of see if I could inspire you to do a couple things today. Maybe you should start your own podcast. I think the hardest part of a lot of projects is just starting, and then you'll get some momentum from that. And it's like a tiny habit. Because of course, the camera operator bought me the Tiny Habit book, and I'm like, I'm not reading that book, And then she said, Tiny Habits is an audiobook, and the author reads it, and he has this kind of infectious zeal, or he gets excited about what he's wanting to teach you. And is he a sociologist? He's a scientist of some sort, a PhD professor guy. And so I listened to it in the car, and it's kind of making sense. There's a PDF. It's on Audible. You can also get it from your libraries, by the way. There's a PDF that goes along with the book, and I have to download that because I'm a visual person. And when he's trying to explain something, he's like, if you look at the PDF, and I'm like, well, I'm driving in the car, and I can't look at that. But anyway, have you thought about a podcast? I know podcasts might be passé, or there might be more of them than what you need. How you doing?
Hey, hello, how are you?
Good to see you. It's my local electrician, self-made guy. A lot of that in New York here. His office is right around the corner from my apartment. You just knock on the door and go in and say, hey, can you help me out here? He redid the electrical panels in our apartment for the solar, which was really cool. And he has on the wall his certificate from, an electrical technical college. I think he went in the 70s. But anyway, he's built his own business, and his two sons work with him now. And he does great work. But anyway, let's say hello. But yeah, maybe our podcasts, I think they're here to stay. I think 40% of the U.S. has listened to a podcast recently. It's what I also love about it, is my point here, is that it is completely, Rick would have a better word for this, but anyone can do it. If you have a phone, and almost everyone has a phone, you can make a podcast. So that's my point here, is I'm talking into my iPhone, which has an amazing microphone system built into it. A lot of noise canceling. Like when the wind blows, I think you can kind of tell. It does some noise cancellation. The gas company's here. They're putting in a new valve. They're changing all the gas lines from cast iron to giant PVC. It's like a 6-inch PVC pipe. And they weld it. They do plastic welding of the joints of the pipe. It's kind of cool. But anyway, an example of this is my friend Nichelle Stevens' very personal podcast called Nichelle's Newsletter, NICHELLES newsletter. And the audio quality isn't fantastic, but the passion is there, and it's a first-person view on things, and it's not filtered by a big network. It's not filtered by a news channel. It's just you. And Garden Fork doesn't have a big audience, and actually the audience has declined as iTunes no longer suggests Garden Fork to people. It suggests the big heavyweight podcast. Walking through the park in Sunset Park. I know I've described the people that do like kind of a dance exercise. It's a group thing. And somebody has a big MP3 player. And there's probably 30 people dancing right there. And then I kind of see people on the edge trying to learn the moves. And I wonder if they're on YouTube for you to learn. And to my right is a gentleman in a beautiful white coat and white pants. And a woman in a similar outfit with like a blue pastel. And they're doing Tai Chi. They're teaching Tai Chi. How cool is that? You could have a Tai Chi pod. You could have a walk through the park podcast, you know? You never know what's going to happen. You might be able to change somebody's life. I can't claim to have giant changes in people's lives, but maybe I've gotten a couple of you to donate blood, or leave a 5-star rating on my iTunes podcast. But anyway, it's super simple. There's some platforms out there. I think Anchor is one of them, where you can literally record into the app and post it. The thing you have to be careful about that is can you download the audio files and keep them and repurpose them? What I do is I edit them on my laptop. You can edit them on a phone. And then I use Squadcast, which does cost, I think it's $15 a month. I don't use all of the amazing bells and whistles that come with that. But, I use Libsyn. Libsyn. Oh no, that's my server. So that's where I upload to iTunes and to Amazon and all that. And then I use Squadcast if I'm doing a remote recording with another person. And I mean, yeah, that's deeper than it has to be. But you can literally have a phone between two people and talk, you know. So now I'm coming upon another group, and they have a sword. I mean, it's not a pointed sword, it's dulled. And they have a tassel. I don't know if you can hear the music. And I don't know if that's a form of Tai Chi or some sort of, meditative movements. And then there are some other people that have there go the pigeons, and there's a little dog here. They have a fan. They use a red fan. They snap it. It makes this cool noise when they move it around. Anyway, think about that. A podcast about your world. It might be something, you know. The other thing I wanted to bring up is I got I don't know if you're a part of the email newsletter that I try and send out just about every week. And I got a reply from someone who I'm going to paraphrase, but basically said, hey, love your newsletter. Keep doing what you're doing. Don't go all woke on us and start talking about climate change. And I replied back. I said, I'm sorry, you're probably going to want to unsubscribe, but I and the podcast and the web show are science-based or fact-based, reality-based. And I will continue to talk about the climate crisis because it's really a problem. And then a couple of days later, that person responded, and I didn't read the email because I knew it wasn't going to, I doubt it was going to be polite. But I get those every once in a while, and it's a little troubling that, I mean, especially this year, with just the whack swings in weather, a heat wave in places where it's not supposed to get hot. There's something up there, you know. The Panama Canal you can't put freighters through it because there's not enough water. But anyway, my point here is there are, if you do a podcast or something like that, there will be some of that. A friend of mine, another YouTuber, excellent friend of mine, who I won't name who it is, but related to me, that they had made a comment about, well, you can't control the weather, as a kind of a comment about what was going on in the summer just with their plants. And people chimed in and like, that's right. We can't control the weather. Climate change isn't real, blah, blah, blah. So, yeah, it's under the surface there. But I think more and more people are becoming aware of this, and they're all, this year has been kind of a wake-up call for that. So, yeah, along with all the great there are, it's weird though how I actually gotten better at not letting this is a truck backing up. A lot of sounds in New York. Vehicle reversing. I love that. It sounds like Kraftwerk. Could be the beginning of a Kraftwerk song there. But anyway, the negativity of people is a small fraction of the population at large, and yet it can take up a lot of my headspace. But I've gotten better at not letting that happen. Part of that is the meditation and journaling and just kind of stepping back and trying to be more in the moment. And like I'm with the camera operator and I'm like, wow, I am so lucky to be with this person. And she's 99% of my world, and then the 1% of this negative stuff. But don't let that get you down. Go start your podcast. If you want help with it, or a YouTube channel, let me know. It's radio@gardenfork.tv. Okay, I'm at the coffee place. I'm going to upload this. That is the amazing part of this. I can talk for 11 and a half minutes, and then probably 10 minutes more, this will be on the internet. See ya. Make it a great day.